Hello everyone, welcome to Business Live. Tonight on the program, energy consultant describes suit filed by Italian oil and gas firm Eni against Ghana to challenge a directive for unitization with Springfield as bad precedent.
It is not entirely good for our upstream industry as a whole. So what I'm trying to say is that this will impact actually, if our upstream portfolio directly or indirectly.
We'll hear more from Yusuf Suleimana. Also coming up, Energy Minister says government fully backs decision by Ghana National Petroleum Corporation to acquire AGM Petroleum Ghana Limited and Aker Energy stakes.
Benefit is Ghanaian companies operating in our fields. And one such Ghanaian company that this government wants to support, to grow, to get well established and play a leading role is Exploco.
And the Bank of Ghana hints of punitive sanctions against banks and financial institutions caught in fraudulent deals.
Where you, the institution, will have to write your own will by telling the public that I've been sanctioned by the central bank. It's even more than the central bank putting your name out there. You are telling the public that I have been sanctioned by the central bank. What is more punitive than you yourself reporting yourself?
Thanks for joining us tonight. Details coming up right after this break. And welcome back to Business Live tonight. Now, bad precedent to the viability of Ghana's upstream sector. That is how energy consultant Dr. Yusuf Suleimana has described the suit filed by Italian oil and gas firm Eni against the government of Ghana at the International Tribunal in London. Eni is challenging a directive by the Energy Ministry asking them to initiate Sankofa offshore oil fields and a Dubia oil block operated by Springfield EMP, a wholly Ghanaian-owned company. Now, speaking on the marketplace, Dr. Suleimana outlined the repercussions of the suit.
Unitization sometimes can be compelled to happen, in international jurisdiction. However, it is always better and, and more reasonable that unitization is done, voluntarily, especially by the agreed parties. Because what normally happens is that you need to share data. And once you are not unitizing and it is not in peaceful way, that means that data sharing is going to be difficult. So I see two impacts. Number one, Eni, whenever somebody has an upstream player has court issues pending, it is always a diversionary, a diversionary activity that can impact, your way of flow and other things. You remember when Talo had the issue with, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, how it impacted the production. Upstream player, he has to stay focused. To the extent that they have to have, another mind to be thinking about court issues, whether they are going to win or they are not going to win. It is not entirely good for our upstream industry as a whole. So what I'm trying to say is that this will impact actually, if our upstream portfolio directly or indirectly. The direct impact that I see is the fact that, we are living in an era where we have capital discipline. And then I was thinking that we will have a way of encouraging our existing players to still stay in the industry. And so to the extent that this is now going tribunal, this is now going international, I think it's not it's not a positive development. But Eni has legal right. It is within their legal remit to seek redress, in the international tribunal. It's going to be very difficult, going forward, and we'll see how it pans out as we go forward.
Well, still with the oil and gas industry, Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh says government fully backs decision by the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation to acquire 70% stake in the South Deepwater Tunnel operated by AGM Petroleum Ghana Limited and a 37% stake in the Deepwater Tunnel Cape 3 Points operated by Aker Energy Ghana Limited. Some civil society groups have raised issues about the acquisitions, describing them as not in the interest of the country. Now, according to the CSOs, the deal threatens the country's economy and fiscal outlook. But swearing in the newly constituted board of the GNPC, the Energy Minister said government has a deliberate plan to go and develop Exploco, a wing of the corporation, to participate fully in the oil and gas industry.
Another area that we think Ghana can benefit is Ghanaian companies operating in our fields. And one such Ghanaian company that this government wants to support, to grow, to get well established and play a leading role is Exploko. Exploko, that is the baby of GNPC, must be seen to be playing a role, especially in this era of energy transition. We cannot afford a situation where Ghana will have all this wealth that God showed us at our 50th anniversary, or God revealed to us at our 50th anniversary, lying there unutilized, and Ghanaians are still wallowing in energy, lack of energy access, and poverty. So this particular board sits at a critical juncture, whether we can stand up as a nation responsible and be in charge of our own affairs, or we'll continue to look somewhere else to come and manage our affairs for us. I hope that you take it as a board more seriously in this local content. Local content from Ghanaians owning petroleum concessions in the country, participating in petroleum, in providing services in the petroleum industry in this country, and a whole lot of government should be the responsibility, paramount responsibility of GNPC.
Now, board chairman of GNPC, Freddie Blaze, says the entity is very much aware of the challenges facing the industry and is working to fix them.
I took notice and for what you charged us to do, that we should be very mindful of local content. We should be very mindful of social responsibility as well. And then, besides what we've been doing all this while, we must also ensure that this resource is shared by all of us as Ghanaians. I think that's exactly what we've been doing, and we continue to do that, maybe with more emphasis. And, importantly, you did charge us that we should also look at onshore exploration, and indeed we've done a little seismic exploration, or what I would say, looking around to see what we have in the Volta Basin. But we indeed has to go on more, and then the role that Exploko should play, I think we are going to take it seriously.
Well, in other news tonight, the Bank of Ghana has indicated it will not hesitate to roll out tougher sanctions against recalcitrant banks and financial institutions caught in fraud-related activities. It's coming after a recent Bank of Ghana report showed an increase in fraud activities as well as value increasing from 115 million cedis to 1 billion cedis. The report showed that more than half of bank staff aided these fraud cases. However, there are concerns that much has not been done as a deterrent to others. Dr. Joseph France is head of financial stability at the Bank of Ghana.
The focus is that all the chains, the value chain of the providers, service providers, as against the fraudsters, must be tight. So there won't be any weak link in that value chain. And that is the essence. And that is what we are focusing on, to get the value chain have one goal congruence and also watertight niche. Yeah.
But away from the publication of the report, again, are we going to see BOG move on to take sudden actions against the recalcitrant financial institutions that you will see that it's still picking up in terms of these fraud cases? Because some are saying that it appears that even though this report has come out consistently, we've seen certain areas picking up.
The Bank of Ghana certainly, regulates the system and then ensures that the right things are done. So institutions that do not obviously do the right things are sanctioned by the Bank of Ghana. The Bank of Ghana sanctions the institutions as we speak. We don't wait for this report we sanction the institutions over and over when certain infractions come up. So yes, of course, we do sanction institutions as they fall foul.
penalty units and financial sanctions. Are we going to see a situation where we move, because some are saying that some of these banks are quite strong financially, that those penalty units might do little to shake them, if I should use that expression?
No, pecuniary sanctions are not, most of the banks do not really even value the pecuniary sanctions. They look at whether they have been sanctioned, even if it's a warning letter. They look at, have we been warned, have we been sanctioned? Then they value it in terms of reputational damage that the institution might have. Can you imagine if we had put names of institutions on this report, the reputational damage that they could have? So when you are sanctioned, and of course you are sanctioned and the central bank tells you that when you are sanctioned in your financial statements, put there that you have been sanctioned by the central bank. And that's what happens. If you look at the financial statements of banks, there is a portion for whether the institution has been sanctioned or not.
Dr. Joseph Franz, Head of Financial Stability at the Bank of Ghana, speaking there to George Yafe. You're watching Business Live. There's still plenty more to come, including a conversation on Something Must Kill a Man. I'm sure you've heard about it. Playwright Lateef Abubakar is in the studio with me. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Business Live. Something Must Kill a Man. That is title of a play that is set to show at the Labadi Beach Hotel from the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of September 2021. It's a play written by Lateef Abubakar. Something must kill a man. What must kill a man? I don't know what. But joining me in studio to discuss all of this and why this is important for us in the business community is a playwright, entrepreneur. What else are you not? Lateef Abubakar in studio with me to discuss. So I want to ask you, what are you referring to?
Something must kill a man. Okay, so if I talk about what I'm actually referring to, I reveal the secrets in the play.
Yeah, without giving away so much. Tell us what it is.
Okay, so in a normal circumstance, we will say Something Must Kill a Man. It's a comedy play. Okay. But this time around, we are saying that it's a creative and then unique training program that will leave an unforgettable memory on the minds of patrons. So it's a team building training that demonstrates how teamwork, good communication actually can help you achieve organizational goals.
So it has nothing to do with the apple that I saw in the flyer.
As for apple,
because so many people are thinking things, what could it be? So at least you have a bit of insight into that.
Exactly.
I'm just wondering how you can make that entertaining.
Okay,
and get
so
people to work.
that is how the Something Must Kill a Man builds up. So even though it's a team building training, it's going to be done in a comical, hilarious structure. Wow. So that's how it's supposed to be, to let people learn in a relaxed environment. So this time around, yes, we are going to talk about team building. We are going to go deep into team building, but in a very light manner.
All right. You know what? And you know why team building is important? It's because businesses have been battered by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Exactly. So
people have to recover. And team building is very important in the recovery process, isn't it?
Exactly. Very. Because so during the COVID era, I chanced upon a research done by Forbes magazine. That's the biggest business magazine in the world. And they had two outcomes. One, they said that the most important investment you can make in your people is a team building training. Mm-hmm. Two, that particular team building training must be fun-based and must be out of the office. That's Something Must Kill a Man. Something Must Kill a Man actually fulfills these two requirements. of team building.
Great. At this point, I want to bring in Dr. Ellen Hagen, who is CEO of Lane Services. She knows more about these stuff than we do here in the studio. Great to have you on Business Live tonight. I'm sure you heard bits of our conversation, Dr. Hagen. Tell us how critical team building is for organizations, especially during this period of the pandemic.
Hello, it's nice to be here.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so why is team building critical? You know, the pandemic has resulted in different ways of working, which may affect the cohesive or the cohesion of teams, if not managed properly. So some teams, you know, are okay when they see each other face to face. Some are okay if they don't do that. Some teams, you know, thrive when they work in the same workspace and they get encouragement from these interactions. So agile work, flexi hours, remote work, all those things that are the new normal have rendered some workers disengaged and a few demotivated. So it is important that because we have been hit by the pandemic, it enables team members to develop new skills and learn from others. It improves productivity, it encourages collaboration, and builds trust and respect among team members.
And you know what makes it even more difficult is when you have to work virtually and still have to work as a team. You point out that, you know, people are used to seeing people face to face, and so yeah, that makes facilitate work. But now you have to work remotely and all of that. I want to pick your thought on what makes a team strong.
Well, the essence of a team is to bring growth and success to an endeavor in a way that is impossible for just one person to do. Therefore, a strong team is one that has the right people that are able to work cohesively and effectively as a unit to achieve the goals set and be successful. So it's not a simplistic way of saying it, but in a nutshell, that's what it is.
I guess it's important, and I want to also talk about what managers can do to bring to build very strong teams. You know, is it holding parties for people to attend and creating a bond? What can managers do really?
Well, we can try, managers and leaders can try and understand, first of all, and leverage on the diversity that comes from having team members from different social and educational backgrounds, i.e., you look out for people's strengths as a result of their diversity and apply them accordingly to the task at hand. You also need to show workers the value of team building and teamwork, such as, first of all, helping understand co-workers better, making employees feel rewarded from achieving goals together, improving business relationships, communication. These are critical to help cohesion.
Okay, and before we let you go, I just want you to say something about Something Must Kill a Man and the concept of team building through that play. I don't know if you've had conversation with Lateef Abubakar yourself, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think the play is supposed to be one way in which team building can be done by organizations. But even the fact that organizations can buy tickets for their team members to go out as a team to go and sit together in the open theater is one way of building some rapport and collaboration. And of course, when they get there, they would get some skills. They would develop some skills to, in an ambiance that is unusual, and relaxed. Some skills as to how they can build cohesion in their teams. And I think in these times, it's very important that we don't downplay teamwork.
Okay, grateful you could join us. Thank you for your time tonight, Dr. Ellen Hagen, there, who is CEO of Lanier Services. We still don't know what must kill a man, Latif, and I'm not happy about that. But I mean, what are your expectations going into the play? What should people expect as well?
I think that pretty simple and straightforward. We expect that those who are going to watch the plays, especially corporate organizations that bought tickets for their staff, they would have their morals boosted. That is one key thing that we expect. They will learn about definitely unity and collaboration towards the achieving of organizational goal. That is also something that you would also benefit from too as well. And then, more importantly, you would also have fun in a relaxed manner. The play itself is an example of a team building exercise. Aside the skills of team building that we are going to demonstrate to you in the play, assuming it wasn't focused on team building, and then you are just coming to watch a play with your team, that actually is a team building exercise enough. At this time, we are killing two birds.
I hear people are going to walk away with certificates. Is that true?
Oh, yes. I mean, corporate organization, you can sign on that because, so this is a team building training we offer from our company to organizations. So this time around, it's the same script. It's the same lecture notes that we've turned into a comedy play. Okay. At the end of the day, you don't lose anything. You get to learn through the demonstrations on stage. Then you also have your lecture notes because your brochures that will be delivered to you before you enter the auditorium contains your lecture notes. And then you can qualify for a certificate afterwards.
Thank you so much, Latif Abakar. The next time we have you on, we'll talk about your industry and how it's going during the pandemic. But be sure to catch the play. That's on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of September at the Labadi Beach Hotel. Something Must Kill a Man. Latif didn't tell us what, but we'll get to see it 7 p.m. each night. Don't miss it. The ticket going for 80 Ghana cedis there. You're watching Business Live. Let's take you around the world for some international business stories. All right, and that's our program tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. We are back same time tomorrow. Goodbye.